Hi guys, thanks for watching. This look is how to do a vintage cat eye with an ombre red lip. Kind of a fun vintage Valentine's Day inspired look. Thanks for watching and I hope that you enjoy. Hi guys, so today I'm going to start off by filling in my brows. I of course am using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Chocolate. I usually just try to follow the natural arch of my brow, and I try to fill in a little bit more extra of an arch because my brows don't have a lot of shape. I also have to extend mine out a little bit more, and this is what happens when you realize that you are almost out. So I had to go today and get more. So again, I just try to follow the natural line of my brow, and then I try to kind of square up the inner parts of the brow and make the outer parts more dark and the inner part more light. So I try to use a lighter hand on the inner portion and then a heavier hand when I'm kind of doing the outer part of the brow. And then I use the spoolie, and this is just kind of a good way to kind of buff it out and blend it so it doesn't look, it looks a little bit more natural. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my foundation, and I'm using L'Oreal True Match Lumi in shade W5 Warm. I love this foundation because I do have a little bit more dry skin and it is nice and has a lot of moisture to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer now, and I'm using MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW25, and then I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend all of that out. I'm also putting a little bit on my forehead, nose, and chin to kind of even out the highlight. I really do love this concealer, and I also put it on my eyelids to act as a primer because it has a formula built in to help prime for eyeshadow. For my blush, I am using a Maybelline FIT Me blush. I wasn't the biggest fan of this blush because I felt it wasn't as pigmented as I wanted it to be. I had to kind of go over it a couple times. It was kind of a coral type color, but I definitely like MAC blushes better. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer with just some pressed powder. I am using Stay Matte by Rimmel. I'm just putting this all over where I put the concealer, under my eyes, the top of my forehead, my nose, and my chin. And then I decided to go ahead and contour. I wasn't planning on it until I kind of was looking at my face, and I decided I wanted a little bit more definition. So I just took this brown shade and then this angled brush, and it's a little bit more of a dense brush. I just kind of do that fish face to kind of see where the definer point is, where I want that line to go, and then I just buff it out. So I just take a fluffier brush and kind of blend, blend, blend. Always try to blend upwards also instead of downwards, because that'll kind of give your face more of an uplifted look and not bring it down. So be sure to always blend upward, and I try to get it a little bit heavier back by my ear because that's where the contour will look best. You don't want it heavier next to your nose. So I also try to contour my forehead a little bit, 1 to even out the contour, and 2 to make my forehead appear a little bit smaller. Now I'm using just an eyeshadow from a Covergirl palette to kind of highlight my cheekbones. I really did like this. It was really, really pigmented, which I was really happy about. So if you're ever in need of a highlighter, just maybe use an eyeshadow because it works really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a fluffy brush with, I'm going to use all kind of neutral tones in my crease today, and I'm just going to keep kind of go back and forth in my crease with this kind of warm brown shade, and then I'm going to go in with another kind of warm brick shade. And again, I'm just going to buff that all, make it a little bit heavier in the outer corner, and then buff it into the inner corner. I'm going to do more of a lighter eye today since I am doing a red lip. I know it looks a little odd right now, but once I do the lashes and the eyeliner, it kind of all comes together. So if you ever just get discouraged, just keep going and just keep blending, and a lot of times it'll turn out better than you think. So I'm just keep blending and blending with those different colors. And then I'm just taking a darker brown to kind of put in that outer V of my eye. And again, I'm just kind of blending that really, really slowly and bringing it in just a little bit, but not too much. I try to stay focused on that outer V of my eye. And I'm just going to blend, 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 blend. I finally got my Alcone eyeliner back, which I was really happy about because I was missing it. It was at the studio. Again, if you guys have any interest in trying it out or buying it, I will link the link where you can buy it down in the description bar below. I'm telling you, it is worth every penny. The best eyeliner I've ever used. So I'm just taking a fluffy brush right now and just kind of blending out that work I did. And now it comes time for the nice fun part of doing the winged eyeliner. A lot of girls get really frustrated with this, as they should, because it's so hard to make the wings even on both eyes. And again, honestly, it just takes a lot of practice. Still to this day, I will have to erase it and redo it. So again, just take practice, go slow. How I do it is I go between my upper lash line and my bottom lash line and just create a line upwards towards the tail of my brow to kind of act like they're creating a point. And then I just kind of drag that point in down to my lash line, and then I kind of fill in the blank, if that makes sense. You'll see on my other eye a little bit better how that works a little bit. And then I just bring it into that inner corner. Again, this liner is the best. It stays pigmented, the point stays sharp, everything about this, I love it. And it's a very black liner. So as you can see, I just kind of draw that line upward, and then I take it down towards my lid, and then I just fill in the blank. So you can even bring this in and kind of do another V kind of near your tear duct to give it even more of a cat eye appeal, but I kind of just want to do that wing on the outside. And again, it just takes practice, so sometimes I have to go over this a couple times to get one side thicker and to kind of get them to even out. And sometimes it's always a joke that it ends up being like your entire eye is covered with eyeliner because you're trying to get it even. But again, just practice with it, and again, sometimes I have to go back and erase it and just start over and kind of redo my shadow. That's just kind of how it goes, but the more you practice with it, the easier it gets, I promise. Now I'm going to go ahead, I decided to put a little bit of a color on my lid. I decided to do this last minute, otherwise I would have done it before I put my eyeliner on, but I felt like it was missing something. So I just kind of took this champagne color and just kind of put it on the middle of my lid, and then I just kind of put it towards the inner corner as well, just to kind of give it a little bit of a shimmer pop to it as well. At the end, I'll kind of also show you an extra little thing I did with a MAC pigment. It's Rose. I love the MAC pigments, and now you can buy them in smaller sizes because they last forever. But it's just kind of a nice pink rose pigment, and they'll just add a little bit of spiciness to the look if you want that. So I kind of wanted to clean up my shadow there below my winged eyeliner, so I just took a makeup wipe that was damp, and then I just kind of ran it under there just to kind of clean it up a little bit. But I didn't want to remove any of my concealer or anything, so I did a light hand. But I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone, and I'm just using Shroom by MAC, and just kind of this brush, and just kind of dusting that all over my my brow bone. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash line. So I just kind of did this warm brown color. Again, I didn't want to do anything too intense because I wanted that focus to be on that winged eyeliner and again on that red lip. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of a darker brown shade similar to what the contour color was. And I'm just kind of putting that all under my lash line. And then you'll see I'll go in with a bigger fluffy brush just to kind of blend it out a little bit, so again it's not a harsh line. Some people are afraid to do this, but honestly it makes it look so much more better than just a straight line if you blend it out. So again, and sometimes you just got to take time to blend it out, because I promise you it will look better. Now I'm going to go in with lashes, and I'm using Flutter Lashes. These are mink lashes, and it is in the style Ashley. I had to trim these a little bit to fit my eye. I just kind of set them on top of my eyelid. I use Duo Lash Glue in waterproof, so the glue is black. And then I just set them on top, and I take tweezers and I apply I apply them on the outer edge of my eye and then on the inner edge. And then I just kind of squeeze them throughout the lashes to make sure they're close to my natural lashes and that the glue is applied to the entire eye, because sometimes, again, I find that mine start peeling off in the front or in the back. Sometimes you'll find that. So I always try to carry lash glue and tweezers on me in case I need to do any touch-ups. And then I'm just going to take L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara and just kind of put a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes. Notice I did not put any on my top lashes, but you cannot even tell with how like luscious those lashes are. So that's the nice thing about those. They are so full and soft that I don't even need to put mascara on, and you can't even tell. So that's the nice thing about those lashes. Definitely more of a special occasion lash. So now I'm going to go ahead and start lining my lips. I am using by Jordana Cosmetics in Plush Plum to line my lips first. I tend to overline my top lip a little bit because it's a lot thinner than my bottom lip. Don't go overboard with that if you try that, because then it will look fake. And then I go ahead and fill in my lips with this lip liner because I feel it makes my color of my lips last a lot longer. So I go ahead and fill it in with this color of Plush Plum. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a darker shade, which is also by Jordana Cosmetics. It is in Cabernet. And this is what this is how we're going to create that kind of ombre effect. I'm just going to kind of start from the corner of my mouth and shade inward. Again, it's just like you're shading on a piece of paper. You just take it from the inner corner and you just kind of shade outward. These lip liners are great. You can get them at the drugstore and they're like 98 cents a piece. So I love the Jordana lip liners a lot. They're great. So again, just shade, shade, shade. Again, it just takes some time. And then in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and use NYX. Let's see. It is in the shade Monte Carlo. And it is more of a matte lip. And I just kind of put that in the center. And then a little bit on the top. And then again, it just kind of mixes all together. If you want to kind of put this all over, you can. But I wanted to keep it in the center so those outer edges stay dark. And then I'm going to take that same palette that I used to highlight my cheekbone, and that same highlighter I'm going to put in the inner corner of my eye to kind of even out that highlight. Now, this is the part I told you that I kind of just added for some fun. Again, I used that pigment, it's called Rose by MAC, and I used some MAC Fix Plus, and I sprayed it on my brush and then dipped it in that glitter. And I just kind of put that all over my lid and then in towards the inner part of my eye. And I really loved how it turned out because it just gave a really, really, really light, shimmery pink. And I loved the pink and the red for Valentine's Day. So I hope that you guys like this look. I really liked how it turned out. I went ahead and went over my eyeliner again because I didn't want any glitter on top of it. So excuse Josh in the background. So I kind of went over this again because I didn't want any glitter on my liner. Again, this is the best eyeliner ever, I'm telling you right now. So those are the two products that I use. I got both the mini sizes. So I hope you guys liked this tutorial. I really liked how this turned out. I hope this helps you. And let me know what you guys want to see next. And you have a loving and great Valentine's Day. Thanks so much, guys.